Good morning, colleagues and guests. It is my humble honor to lead the California Optometric Association as president for the next year. I appreciate the confidence that you have placed in me. I've been involved in organized optometry for over 30 years and started out right here in the San Fernando Valley Optometric Society. My theme for this talk is people, passion, and purpose. Let me start by acknowledging some of our colleagues that have inspired me, motivated me, counseled me, criticized me, and continue to hold me accountable for everything that I say and do. I am ready to hit the ground running because of my good friend and colleague, now past president, Moses Jambatian. Moses included me in everything he did for all of us this past year. He allowed me to truly partner with him every step of the way. Thank you, Moses. It is my intention to continue that policy of open management with our next president-elect, John Ralston. Your Board of Trustees this past year and the new group for the coming year will all work together for this association. We all enjoy each other's company and respect our different practice perspectives and how we see the future of optometry in California. Thanks, guys. I have been fortunate enough to have served on boards and committees with some of legends of California optometry. I have been in San Fernando Valley Optometric Society meetings with Tony Carnevale forever and served on his board when he was president of COA about 20 years ago. Tony now serves as the president of PVL, our entity that oversees litigation, plays defense from attacks on California doctors, and on offense to protect your practice and our patients from outside sources that want to influence how you care for your patients. I spent about 10 years serving on the Vision West Board of Directors, and at that time I came to know Joe Mallinger quite well. He's a good friend and a confidant. I value his advice, which I get whether I ask for it or not. He is personally responsible for the sale of Vision West, which reduced COA's risk to zero and put millions of dollars in trust for the future for this association. He continues to have our best interest at heart and guides Vision West successfully year after year to exceed their obligations as our preferred buying group, funneling hundreds of thousands of dollars to COA year after year. Thank you, Joe. We are about to embark on redefining optometry in California. And my right-hand man on this, our most important project, is my old associate, past president Dave Redmond. Dave worked in our office for 3 years immediately after graduating from UC School of Optometry. If he hadn't fallen in love with Northern California after those 4 years in the Bay Area, perhaps he would have remained in our practice, and Ellen and I would have been retired by now. Well, luckily for his partner, Brent Chin, Dave still does great things in their practice and for the COA. Dave, along with the legendary Lee Goldstein, your board, and the Ledge Committee, are committed to moving this profession forward. Integral for our success this year, and hopefully for many years to come, is our good colleague, past president and current chair of Senate Health, Senator Dr. Ed Hernandez. We are excited to have him as our author of our bill and as our partner. People, your volunteer board of trustees cannot accomplish anything without the support and backing of our great staff in Sacramento. Led by our executive director, Bill Howe, Bill has been with COA just over a year and has revamped our team to match the changing times of association management, legislative affairs, communications, public relations, and member challenges. He and the team get better and better every day, and we thank them Thank you, Bill, and the staff. COA has dozens of committees that bring fresh ideas and innovation to how we operate our association for your benefit. Thanks to all of our colleagues that have stepped up to serve in the leadership structure. And if you have an interest in helping us, please contact me and we will find a spot for you. People, I practice full-time here in the San Fernando Valley. These volunteer positions that I've gotten myself into flow around a full and robust practice. I cannot get it done without the staff of our offices that are led by our office manager, the glue that keeps it for over 30 years, our friend and family member, she's in the back, Barbara Walensky. Thanks, Barb. Last, and of course not least, in the people part of my talk, is my wife and my partner, Dr. Ellen Shuham. She's the smartest person I know, my sounding board for ideas, my harshest critic, and perhaps the strongest human being in the world to be able to put up with my nonstop spewing of ideas and thoughts that are mostly crazy, but occasionally work. Along with my daughter, Rebecca, one of our 3 kids, the only one left in LA for the moment, who you heard from yesterday, please help me thank my family for the sacrifices of the past many years and the upcoming years. Okay, passion. I have had a passion for this profession that has not wavered since I graduated from the Pennsylvania College of Optometry many years ago. My wife is an OD. That's how we feed our kids. That's how we sent them to college. There's no alternative for us. We are not alone as spouses and ODs. On our board, besides myself, Darren Lee and his wife Leanne. Take a look at the AOA trustees that are here tonight. Ron and Desiree and Mitch and Susan, and probably 5, I believe, out of the 10 AOA board members are all husband-wife spouses. Maybe it's the survival instinct that pushes us to work a little harder, give a few more days away from the family and the office. All I know is I care a lot, and that passion has not diminished over the years. It just continues to grow. 30-some years ago, I was at my first House of Delegates, and the sensitive issue forum that year was focused on whether the profession here in California was going to use TPAs. I stood up at a microphone in support of one of the speakers, and I was booed off the microphone. I knew then that if we were going to stay and practice in California, that I needed to contribute and be in the game. 20 years ago, I gave a speech about managed care and was passionate about what I thought about the future of the profession and what I perceived were the changes coming in healthcare and optometry in particular. It was not very popular at the time, but good or bad, I was pretty right in my predictions. As I travel to other optometric meetings around the country and interact with our colleagues that practice it in places like Oklahoma and Kentucky, I'm torn between being excited and frustrated that what they call optometry is so completely different than what we call optometry here in California. What happened when I moved west of the Mississippi? Did the potential for what is in our brain as optometrists get sucked out? Did it shrink? When I graduated, my classmates back then were going to North Carolina and West Virginia. PCO was training all of us to practice at the current level of care at that time. I moved to California and practiced with one arm tied behind my back for 15 years. It is ridiculous that we cannot practice 2013 optometry here in California. Here is a short list, just a few examples that our colleagues in other states do on a regular basis. Examinations under sedation, injectables, chalazion excisions, intraorbital injections, iontophoresis, femsecond lasers, radiosurgery. We need to redefine optometry here in California and set the standard for the rest of the country. We are tired of playing catch-up. Our goal is to allow you to practice at your highest level. Your Board of Trustees is looking to the future to have a reasonable law in place that is open to change with the technologies of the future. No more laundry lists of procedures, drugs, diseases that we can and cannot diagnose and manage. There are technologies and pharmaceuticals in the pipeline that you and I have not even heard of. But when they're ready, we're going to be ready. I am tired of being told that doctors of optometry are second-class players in the healthcare system. I'm tired of being ancillary, secondary, and subservient, not worthy of independent thought. We are going to define the next generation of optometry here in California. I hope you are all ready to be optometric physicians. I know the board and the Ledge Committee are, and we are confident that you are looking forward as well. Part 3, purpose. Why are we sitting in this room, day 2 of this house, on a beautiful Southern California day when we could be home with our friends and family? Because we are responsible to our members to protect our profession, protect our access to patients, and protect our independence from corporate control over decision-making in the exam room. We, all of us, have chosen to lead by example. We have taken the time and resources to work for positive change. No business or profession has the luxury of standing still. You are either moving forward as you expand your horizons, or you are complacent and let others pass you by. COA members come from every conceivable type of practice: solo practice, group practice, employees of HMOs, other employees of other eye care professionals, corporate entities, full-time, part-time, educators, researchers. All of our colleagues need the protections afforded to their job by the last line of defense. That's us, the COA. If the COA stops being vigilant in Sacramento, and for example, the opticians are permitted to perform refractions, many independent solo practitioners may survive, but quickly the large HMOs and other corporate entities will begin to replace doctors of optometry with refracting opticians. If the American Optometric Association had not been in Washington, D.C. to keep optometry in the changing healthcare market, we may very well have had school nurses doing vision screenings and the other guys providing medical eye care. No optometry. The simple reality is that we can be legislated or regulated into obscurity at any time. Only COA and AOA protect your right to practice. Now, you know I can't not let an opportunity to speak to a captive audience go by without a reminder that you need to make your contributions to Cal-OA PAC, LSCOA PAC, and the AOA PAC. We must have the access to our legislators in Sacramento and in D.C. to do our jobs well. These are exciting times to practice optometry in California. I look forward to a productive year ahead as we redefine the profession, add membership, and protect your livelihood and professional independence wherever you practice. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and our staff, thank you for being here in the House, and we look forward to working with you next year. Call on us anytime. Thank you.